Hey team, so hope you're doing good. This is the academics flow, and this is the design of the academics flow, which we wanted to confirm before we actually start with the development process. So I'm going to walk you through the whole flow, how every player's academic details are being captured, and how it's being tracked. So starting from the left side of the modules page here, you can basically see there is a separate module known as academics. And once you click on it, you'll be able to see all the players in the academy and based on the group and the academic courses that they have opted and the stage of their review, at what review they stand at, and the target grade and the grade that they have achieved. When you click on filter, you can basically segregate the players in the list based on class wise or the grade status wise, whether if it's on target, above target, or below target. And once you apply, the list of players will be filtered accordingly. So as you can see here, you also have an option called add course info. So what happened is if a new player is being added and the course information has not been added yet. So all you have to do is click on add course info. So when you click on it, the system will actually take you to the library where the list of courses can be seen. And if the admin has to do is click on the course which the player has opted for, and once they click on it, and they all they have to do is apply, and all the course details with all the subjects inside will be added to that particular player. Or if the player is actually opting for a subject which is not in the library, they can opt for create new course. So right now I'll walk you through how the flow works for taking a course from the library. So when you click on, let's say, sports psychology or mental well-being, we are selecting a course which is in the library, and once you click on it, the system will actually take you to the individual users page where you'll be able to see the course details. You also have the provision to add overall course grade and add new reviews to build up the review timeline. So once you click on the overall course grade, you get a pop-up where you'll be able to add the overall course grade and also upload the certificate for that particular course. So once it's completed, you also have the provision to add the certificate and save it for that particular player. And for adding the review timeline, all you need to do is click on add new review, and here you will be able to see the review timeline. So on this, like, how many subjects are there, what is the target grade and the overall grade achieved, and the different types of subjects and the target grade for each subject. And this is not mandatory. This is optional. For if you feel like you need to track the target grades for every subject wise, you have an option to do it. But if you don't want, all you have to do is you can track based on review wise. So for every review, we can the team can basically track whether the player has achieved an overall grade that has been assigned or not, and what is that time grade. And you can download the term report. When you click on it, you get the whole report, the review, which you see here in a PDF format. And in addition to the subjects, you can also add the matrices like personality, behavior, and you can grade them accordingly and see whether they are on target or where they stand. And you get to see the timeline of review 2 and review 3 and etc. So you can basically check all the reviews and download them in PDF format. So this is actually the academics flow of individual player. So right now I'm going to show you how the course creation part works and how that workflow linked with what you see here right now. So most of the details that you see here are connected with the help of the course creation part, which we are going to see. So I'm just backtracking on something which I said earlier. So this is the academic space. So when you click on it, you will be able to see all the list of players and the academic courses that they have opted for. So when you click on add course info, you can see here create new course. And so this is where you create the course, and you can also add the course in the course management module. So just like previously we have seen a separate module for the academics, you also have a course management module where you'll be able to add all the course details. So once the course is created, particular course gets added into the library which you guys see here. So when you click on create new course, the page that you're going to see is when you click on add new course, this it actually takes the system actually takes you to a pop-up where you will be able to add the course name. And when you click on, once you have added the course name, you saved it. So once you saved it, it actually takes you to the part where the user defines the grading system for that particular course. So if you can see here, there is a toggle button. So when you switch it off, it basically the system understands that there is no course grading scheme for this particular course. Or once you toggle it on, the system will ask you questions. So what kind of grading scheme are you preferring for this course, whether it is numerical or alphabetical, and to add the grades, what type of grades. So basically, if you have distinction, all you have to do is add it here and add all those details. And once you save it, you have actually created the course grading scheme. So you can see there is subject grading. So subject grading, again, it's not mandatory. And since I think during our last meeting, it was discussed that there is no need for individual subjects to be graded as not. So it's better to add an overall grade during the review and understand whether the player has achieved the target or not. So that is something which was discussed. And here also you have the same option to actually select the grading scheme for that subject grading. If you're not interested, all you have to do is click on the toggle switch, and once that is done, you have an option to add the subjects. So for that particular course, all you have to do is click on add new subject, and you can add the subject name and what is the subject type, whether it's mandatory, optional, or the type of subject which you guys are actually adding. So once that is done, you also have the provision to edit it. So when you click on edit, you can basically edit the name and the type of the subject. So subject details are added. Next is the matrices. So the additional matrices are basically accountability, behavior, cooperation, control, initiative. These kinds of matrices can be added, and also you can add the grading scheme for these matrices. Whether if it's not mandatory that it has to be the same grade like distinction. It's the choice of grade which you have decided to go with. So if it's best, good, and bad for these additional matrices, that is the grading scheme that we can add for it. And you can add the matrices and you can grade it accordingly. So this is how you actually create the course details. So once the course details are added and you click on save, so it basically saves it, like the course grading is A plus, A or B, or it's distinction, and pass, merit, or the course grading will be saved and accordingly, and the details that you have saved here will come in the drop down during uh, course edition for individual players, where you'll be able to mark the target grade or and the achieved grade. So everything will be a drop down. All the details which we have entered here will come as a drop down during the while adding the review for each players. So that is actually the flow of the overall flow of the academics. In case of any query, do reach out. And if you feel like there is some kind of confusion, or if there are additional requirements which you feel like it could be a good add-on, uh, I think we can definitely think about it and make sure that we make the necessary design changes as per your requirement. Because